So I guess having a grappling gym has been a dream of mine, I don't know, I guess since I was about 18 years old. I'd kind of only just started grappling. I started when I was 17 and started to take it a little bit more seriously when I went to university. Yeah, but I think ever since then, I never really thought that it would always be an option for me, but it was always something that I thought would be amazing if I could ever manage to do that. I guess it started to be a little bit more real when I quit my job. So I was working in an office job. That was why I moved to London in the first place. Right at that moment there, I kind of decided that if I could make a living out of jiu-jitsu any way possible, then that decision would be worth it. So that was the only goal, was to find a way to make a living from jiu-jitsu. And yeah, here we are now. So at that time, I started teaching for the first time. I was a purple belt, so I was still relatively inexperienced, but I really enjoyed teaching, and I really enjoyed seeing people get better. It's something that I put a lot of time and effort into, and I found it very rewarding and fulfilling. But yeah, looking back, my teaching back then wasn't great, but at least I had enthusiasm, so I think that can take you a long way, to be fair. Yeah, and then slowly but surely I just got more experience teaching, eventually had an opportunity to take a head coach's role as we came out of COVID. By that point I was already a black belt. I'd already kind of established myself on the UK competition circuit at least, and got some major medals at brown belt. So yeah, when I was working as a head coach, I was fortunate enough to have an incredible group of students who were part of that class. So yeah, when I was forced to leave the gym that I was teaching at the time, a huge group of those students all wanted to leave and cancel their memberships at that time as well and follow me, which was incredibly overwhelming. I'll be forever grateful for that group of people, for the support they gave me at that time. And yeah, I guess this gym is largely here to repay everyone for supporting me at a time where I needed that. But yeah, so we didn't start out in this gym here. I had to find some sort of space that I could use to teach jiu-jitsu on relatively short notice. So I managed to find a sports center that I could teach from. Got some rollout mats, actually the same mats that are here, which is kind of nice. But yeah, I was teaching most of the classes on a badminton court. And yeah, Grapple Collective as a team started on that badminton court. Okay, so from humble beginnings. But again, it speaks to the level of support that I'd received from the students that I was teaching at the time. Yeah, so the fact that they were willing to train in that environment with me meant a lot. So whilst teaching at the sports center, I had to try and find a more permanent location to have a proper gym, and so yeah, spent so many hours searching, going to different viewings, searching in different areas. Being based in London makes it kind of difficult to find properties within budget especially, and that are big enough to accommodate a grappling gym. Fortunately, eventually, managed to find this place, and although it wasn't ready when it was supposed to be ready, we were supposed to be moving in originally in September 2022. We didn't end up getting the keys. I didn't end up getting the keys until January 2023. But anyway, a little setback, but this place is going to be around for a long time, so minor in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, so when I got the keys in January, it was just an empty shell. It didn't look like a grappling gym at all, apart from in my head. I could see it as soon as I walked into the place. But yeah, in reality, it didn't resemble a grappling gym in the slightest. So we had to build everything. We had to put the shop front in. We had to build like toilets, change rooms, showers. We had to fit the wall area, fit the mat area. Had to redo the electricals. So much to do. Yeah, shout out to my dad, Jeff Bickerton. He helped tremendously. Me and him and I fitted the entire mat area together, mainly him. I helped a little bit. And yeah, he fitted all the signs that you see here, all of the wood around the mat. It was all fitted by him. So yeah, couldn't have actually done it without my dad. So thank you very much, Dad. To me, well, obviously Grapple Collective means an awful lot to me. What it stands for is obviously teaching grappling in the best, most engaging way that we possibly can, making that accessible to as many people as possible, recognizing that there are certain groups of people who currently are underrepresented in the sport or aren't given equal access to opportunities, whether that's to learn jiu-jitsu, to train, or to like perform at a higher level. So yeah, I wanted to set up a space that could accommodate as many people as possible. So we want to have as many women training as possible. We want to have people who are part of the LGBTQ community, and yeah, anyone who maybe doesn't feel like a martial art is for them. Like, you don't have to be this like macho person. Okay, it's for absolutely everyone. Everyone can benefit from it, and yeah, I believe very strongly in that. As part of that also, I think it's really important that the training environment can be like as fun and open as possible. Okay, I feel like people have long, hard jobs and stuff that they have to work. They don't want to come and spend their leisure time being screamed at by like some angry coach. You know, they don't want to feel like they have to hold their posture a certain way when they're in the gym. So we try and be as laid back as possible, especially when it comes to things like that really don't matter. The only thing that I'm here to do is try to facilitate and accelerate your progress as a grappler. Fortunate enough to have like some incredible members here. I think we have a really good positive atmosphere at the gym, which is really great to see. I think everyone's super enthusiastic about the sport. No one takes themselves too seriously, which is really good, and everyone's like very friendly and welcoming. I wanted to avoid like cliquey atmosphere, and I think so far we've done a really good job of that, and I'm hoping that will continue. I'm fortunate enough to have some super passionate and talented coaches that work alongside me. So we have Fiona Mortel. She's actually my first ever black belt that I promoted, so that shows how much I believe in her abilities. We have Ellis Rumble, who's a brown belt, and I plucked him from obscurity in a little place called Cornwall, where he was struggling as an aspiring grappler, and yeah, I just could tell instantly from having spoken to him and trained with him that he was just a perfect fit for what we're trying to build here. And I could just tell that he was going to be an incredible coach, and yeah, I've had nothing but positive feedback about him so far. A little bit too positive, to be honest. It makes me question whether people like him more than they like me, but anyway, that probably says more about me than him. But yeah, and we also have Theo Lloyd, who's another brown belt. We've been training together since he was a child, actually, and his dad trains here as well, Calvin. Yeah, Theo's great. He's super technical. He's just kind of starting out on his coaching journey, but he's already shows amazing promise, and yeah, I think everyone loves his classes here as well. And we've also been managed to get some pretty good competition success. Our most notable competitor to date is Injana Goodman. If you haven't heard of her yet, then you will. Don't worry. Yeah, she's one to watch for the future for sure. She's already won the World Championships and the European Championships at Purple Belt. And yeah, I'm really excited to see how far she can take it, because she's super, super talented. But it's not just about competing here for the most talented amongst us. We want to try and encourage as many people as possible to compete. I think it's a great way to test yourself and to test what we're doing here in training. So we try and make it as accessible as possible for people of all levels within reason. Like, obviously you don't want to start competing when you've only been training for a few weeks, but as soon as you have enough experience that it's realistic that you could be putting yourself out there and competing, we want to encourage people to do that. And a big part of that is not putting people under pressure, not putting a lot of pressure on the results, okay? Yeah, trying to make the whole experience as fun as possible. A lot of people put way too much pressure on competition, and that's not what we're about here. We're about having fun. Gym is Grapple Collective. We're open 7 days a week. We have classes at lunchtimes in the week. We have classes all evening through the week. We have classes at the weekends. We have kids classes from ages 6 and above, and adults classes for all levels, all ages and all abilities. So yeah, if you ever fancy giving grappling a try, you know where to come. Grapple Collective.